There's the flat.
Oh yeah.
Nice and cosy now, then.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Got to chase around the lounge tonight, then.
Well, we've been chasing around the lounge all day with the grandkids.
Yeah, we've been. Yeah,
Oh, right. It's a long chasing now, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be. Ah, bless you. Okay, Dr. Wolf are going to be setting up behind us. Well, you lucky people have got with me and Joe for about 10-15 minutes, so it's got to be done. So, look, we've got a new sickness. Fly me to the moon. Let me play amongst the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. We have the children dance on the stage, please. In other words, please be true. In other words, say I love you. Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, hey, I love you. We dance. That's it. Bum shuffle. If you don't sit up, do the bum shuffle. Rodriguez, bum shuffle. It's got to be done. Oh yeah. It didn't take him long, did it? It didn't take him long. The Tony Rockets, ladies and gentlemen! The boys are in the house! Fill my heart with song. Let me sing forevermore. Boys, dance. You are all I long for. See, that was a song. Next one's about an ex-girlfriend. Right, most of them are.
If you want to take the back of visions, I advise you to dig 3 graves.
Here we are at the Worcester Canal Festival. God knows what the sound quality's like with the background noise, but the band are pretty fucking awesome. Reason I'm here is I'm getting a bit sick and tired of the politics I've seen so far, and I consider this more real politics because it's to do with the community, with the Canal Trust. How are you finding it?
This is brilliant. This is proper grassroots politics. It's communities coming together. It's not about politicians, parties. It's about bringing communities together to share an experience and to make people feel that their community is valued. And that's really important because the more value people place in their communities, the more respect they'll give their communities, and you create a better environment for people to live and to work in. So this is a really important moment for Worcester.
Cool, because you're sort of involved in quite a lot of politics anyway, aren't you?
Yes, I get involved in the mainstream politics, in the parliamentary side, especially the national side of politics, and it's really important that actually people feel involved in something and they seem so detached. In fact, today I was at a conference with Sarah Champion MP, who said that when she's in Parliament, it's so far from real life, it's so detached from reality, that as soon as politicians, however good and well-intentioned they are, walk into Parliament, they forget that the rest of the world exists, because it's this little bubble of wonderful niceness where they can all be safe and talk about their own versions of reality, but they're not linked to communities. So having community stuff like this is important because it's about the people who actually have to live here, and this is about getting to know what people want, what people like, and encouraging communities to bond together. It breaks down barriers, cultural differences, different diversities, PME backgrounds, also from working class to middle class, upper class. It's about bringing people together and sharing commonality. And this is a really, really important part of Worcester, because the Arboretum is the most multicultural part of Worcester. We have a diverse community, and it's really important that we get to come together and actually share our local communities like the canal, make the most of our parks, have the canal boats, which are fantastic to be here, and actually share some really good experiences together and get a positive feeling.
Yeah, no, completely agree. I mean, well, you know, I've been to some of the city, sort of, the meetings and gone to see different MPs and so on and so forth. And as you, I mean, because you've watched my sort of very poor video blogs I've done so far, but I have been massively underwhelmed.
I did warn you that the council meetings are tediously boring. It's all about bureaucracy, and people forget what actually matters in the community. And the important thing of community is bringing people together to have shared experiences, so they value where they live and they value it and respect each other. And this is a great example of people doing exactly that. It's right on our doorstep. It's a really, really good location because it brings in the canal as well. We have volunteers that pick up litter every other weekend on this canal to make it more enjoyable for the rest of the public. And so this is an opportunity to celebrate what amenities we have and the communities that we live in, and to really have that chance to mix with people, get to know each other, and share an experience that's worth having.
Yeah, definitely. And I said this is why, I mean, I'm going to drop a copy of this as a rough edit tonight on YouTube and Facebook and so on and so forth. So people who see the rough edit, if you're watching this place is still open tomorrow, and it's also open Sunday as well. So get your asses down here.
And just for note, I have invited Robin Walker MP. I did send him an email to tell him this event was going on. He's hoping to come down Saturday, so that would be really good. And I hope he does, because the Labour candidate who was unsuccessful, Joyce Squires,
wasn't it? Yeah.
is massively involved with the Canal Group and the Arboretum Residents Association, and she's been fundamental behind setting up this organisation and this event.
This was actually going to be one of the questions I was going to ask you, because I know she's involved, and I know you know more about her than I do, because I've just sort of seen her. You say she's been involved in this quite a bit then?
She's been massively involved in the Canal Group, which was set up originally by Elizabeth Parker, who sadly passed away. Elizabeth lived right on the canal, one of the terrace houses, and would spend a lot of time making the most of this amenity, picking up rubbish, feeding the ducks and the birds, and encouraging wildlife. And it was her inspiration about making this a better amenity for the people of Worcester as a whole, not just the Arboretum community, that set up the Canal Group. And tomorrow there's an award for a primary school who had a in her memory, and that award will hopefully do this event for years to come, and that memory of Elizabeth Parker will help feed into what this is about. It's about respecting people who've been critical in our community, who value it and have taken their own time to play an integral part in developing the community and community spirit. And without Elizabeth Parker, we wouldn't have the Canal Group. Without the Canal Group, we wouldn't have this festival.
Yeah.
And I hope, given that it's pouring with rain on a Friday night, there is a really good turnout here for some fantastic music. So I hope that this festival just goes from blossoming tonight to several years of continuing and developing, and that people from around Worcester, not just the Arboretum, come to be a part of it. And hopefully Robin Walker will be here tomorrow. I did invite him, and he said that he was going to try and pop down. If he doesn't, I will personally, as I know the Worcester Arboretum Residents Association will, and the Canal Group, hold him accountable for that, why he hasn't been involved in critical community events that has been laid on and massively organised by Ivan, because the amount of work he's put into this is no mean feat to do a 3-day festival on a little park next to a canal in the inner city of Worcester.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is going to go for just keep increasing in terms of its popularity every year, and I hope Robin Walker plays a part in it. It's his community. We're not necessarily Tory voters, we're a Labour stronghold, but he's got into power. He now has to represent us, and that means he has to be part of our community.
Yeah.
And we have to include him as well. That's massively important. It's not about being partisan, it's about we've got 5 years of Robin Walker as MP. Whatever your politics are, he has to work for us. He serves us, not the other way round. And I hope he comes down tomorrow.
Cool. We'll leave it there because the camera's getting a bit wet, and I'm really hoping we get decent audio of this. If I don't, I apologise.
If not, we'll do it again inside.
Cool. Ciao, guys.
Let's hope this isn't his last one, because he's a great guy, and we got him to thank for putting it on every year, so it's all good. If you're interested, 21st of June on the Cold Common. There'll be lots of live music, lots of family oriented stuff as well, stuff with kids, so it's all good. Oh yeah, we're playing there as well, yeah. You might sound your heart, you recognise this one now. It's a bit soul hip hop, tap your feet, get your booty. Let's go!
Girls should get a lot more out of what the police get.
Let me tell you how it goes. Earth's the worst, feels the most. Lovers in quite so don't make your factor. You don't even know what they're having. You got to play your way. Shorty, baby, look your way. That's the way you watch it. Contract so tired every day. Blowing my mind, money inside. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Johnson Walker, ladies and gentlemen! If you see the name, go and see them. Don't look. Do not look at the director. It's terrible. Have you enjoyed yourselves this evening? Now that's terrible. Have you enjoyed yourself this evening? Come on! The very first Canal Festival. I don't think it's going to be the last for you. I think all the organisers, volunteers, all the